Every year, countless students attempt to secure student body positions so they can represent the interests and concerns of thousands of university students. These elections are super competitive, involve sophisticated planning and hard work, constant student-to-student communication and faculty engagement, and are often very, very, very emotional, regardless of the final outcome. I love advocating for students, which is why over the past 3 years, I've sat on almost 4 executive teams, hosted countless of events, engaged hundreds of students, and this is all because I love seeing students get jobs, find their passions, and I love hosting events that build a student's skill set. But one volunteer position that I've always been confused about were the role of campaign managers in university elections. I mean, they sacrifice their time, their energy, and their grades to just support their friends, and they get nothing in return, absolutely nothing. And so I've always admired their selflessness and their persistence during all the craziness involved in university elections. But little did I know that I would soon become one myself. I've actually been involved in around 5 university elections. Under my belt, I've placed 2 student union representatives in power, I've gotten myself in power twice, and I've helped my close friends win their executive elections from multiple clubs on campus. One of my biggest wins had been from my friend Tomiwa OJ. Last year, I randomly met her in the hallways. I couldn't even pronounce her first name. She pitched me her platform. I said, "You're black, let me help you." We took photos, we made a bomb video. I got all my connections to vote for her. She worked so hard, and she was the first black arts representative in SU history. So based on my track record of winning and losing elections, I'm going to give you guys some quick tips on how you can secure a student body position. First and foremost, you need a passion for students. If you don't care about the academic, professional, and social livelihoods of students on campus, stop what you're doing because you're wasting your time. If you're doing this for the money, the exposure, the attention, then you're doing this all for the wrong reasons. Please evaluate whether or not you want to make a real difference at your university and whether or not you're capable of doing so, and then let this passion fuel your campaign. Don't get me wrong, you can run for these positions to gain leadership skills. However, you must remember that you're a public servant at the end of the day, and advancing the needs of students above your own should always be your ultimate objective. Tip number 2, posters, posters, posters. I would say around 50% of university students don't even care about issues pertaining to campus culture and student life, so your poster will be your only selling point. To those looking for the best looking or the catchiest campaign, make it simple. Use bold and bright colors that are easy to read. Make sure your name and position is clear and visible and easy to memorize so students know who to vote for on voting days. Next is your platform. You need to determine if your platform is tangible. Can it be accomplished during your short term? Are you addressing real problems that students are dealing with? Have you talked to students, staff, and faculty? Or have you even talked to the person who currently sits in your position that you're running for? Please research your position and understand the challenges associated with it. So when you develop your platform, you can make it short and concise and something you can easily communicate and defend in debates. During your campaign, make sure you're actively talking to students and hearing their concerns before and after you pitch your platform. Most students don't even know about student problems or elections until they see posters all around the school. So doing a lot of face-to-face interaction will help. Also, make sure you email as many professors as possible to ask them for 2 minutes before or during their lecture to pitch your platform to students. Classroom visits are the best opportunity to get some exposure. Next is social media. Your Instagram and Facebook campaign should never ever be dead. You should be posting at least 1 to 3 times a day, whether that's pictures, stories, testimonials, friend shoutouts, whatever it may be. Spread your message to the world as fast as you can and get all your campaign materials approved by your CRO in advance. People need to see the momentum because most students will just vote for the most established or followed candidate. So make sure you use your social media effectively. So back to Semhar's election. I met Semhar 2 years ago when I was a department representative for the Faculty of Arts Student Association. Right from the start, I could tell she was bold, fearless, and ready to be a leader. She loves students, especially minorities. She's fought for women, for the UN in Sudan. She's the entire package. I've also had her speak at multiple of my events. And so when she approached me to be her campaign manager, of course I agreed.
I strongly believe every student should have access to accessible, supportive, and affordable academic resources and experiences. That's why I'm choosing to run to be the next VP Academics. Thank you.
So with that in mind, we started phase 1, which was designing posters, hanging the posters, and establishing ourselves and our campaign on campus. Phase 2 was garnering enough attention, constant social media coverage, and more student-to-student outreach. Phase 3 was all about securing endorsements, doing classroom visits, and engaging in student union debates. One of the best parts about this campaign was all of the people that came out, whether in love or by force, to show support for Semhar. All of the people from the diverse UFC community really showed us the love and attention that we needed to stay strong through this hectic election.
My main goal is to bring all the clubs together so we can how to enhance the academic experience that we have here, what are needed, and how to improve it. So that's the main thing I see as an issue right now.
We didn't really have a lot of intel on our competitor. We only saw him once at the debate, where Semhar came dressed as the First Lady and ready to defend her platform like a professional. Our team worked so hard. We utilized every single last one of our connections, and we were ready to hear the result.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ashley Teixeira, and we are the team recruiting officers.
Sorry, 22? 2% more. 2% more. Yay!
And the final spot, 14% vote goes to 5.
The president for 2020 is Frank Finley. The academic with a whopping 76% of the vote. Your new VP academic is Semhar.
We won, ladies and gentlemen. Your next VP academic is right here.
The Negroes won. The Negroes did it. We did it.
Africa is back.
Africa
One thing I realized through this election is that we as people of color need to support our own. And so if you think that a black candidate is better suited for the job, we need to drop everything and help these people get into power. Why? Because you can place someone you trust, someone who lives in your skin and believes in your values, in power to defend your own interests. And best believe they will face enough challenges once elected. So the least we could do is give them our vote, our encouragement, and our unending support. This is why I voted and supported Semhar, because she will be my voice in spaces that I cannot reach. So now I see why these campaign managers fought so hard for their friends to be in power. They gained nothing but representation, and Semhar has already started fighting fearlessly for minorities and people of color, and that's one demographic I've strived to support and uplift. Because I know how it feels to be the only black person in power, and it's lonely, and there's drama and egos that you have to surpass to establish yourself. But regardless, I'm happy that over 3,300 of you placed your trust and respect in Semhar Abraha to be your advocate during the upcoming year.